Welcome to Love Aerial Yoga. My name is Carol. Today our focus is on Suraya Namaskar B, a variation of sun salutations. So let's get started. Come behind your hammock. Bring your feet together with the big toe mounds together and a small gap between the heels. Bring your hands to heart centre in prayer pose and standing nice and tall with the shoulders over the hips and the hips over the ankles. Inhaling, raising the arms above the head, Uttanasana. Bring your hands just inside of the hammock and bending as you exhale, coming into chair pose as if you're about to sit on a seat. You may feel your quadriceps tighten a little and maybe burn a little. Inhaling, tuck the thumbs inside the hammock and bring the material just into the hip crease as we fold forward into Uttanasana. Just gazing towards the knees. Inhaling, halfway lift, lifting the chin, the eyes looking forward, a nice flat back. Inhale, take your hands onto the hammock. Take the feet back into downward facing dog, pressing back, lifting the hips high. Inhale, come forward, externally wrap the legs around the hammock, then draw the material down just above the knees, engage the core. Inhaling, coming down into chaturanga, pressing up, upward facing dog. Release the legs, let the material slip back into the hip crease, downward facing dog. Inhaling, stepping forward with the right foot, the left foot comes to a 45-degree angle as we come up into warrior one. Lifting the ribs, nice and tall. The front knee is bent but not over the toes. Inhale, hook the material back into the hip crease, hands down onto the mat. Stepping back, raise the legs externally around the material, draw the material down just above the knees. Inhale, exhaling into chaturanga, pressing up, upward facing dog. Inhale, release the legs, let the material slip just inside the hip crease, pressing back into downward facing dog, lifting the hips high and back, engaging the core as we step forward with our left foot. The right foot is at 45-degree angle as we come into warrior one. Inhaling, hook the material back under the hip crease if necessary, then stepping back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Lifting the hips nice and high. The chest is falling towards the earth. Your head's between your arms. Pressing into the mat with the whole of the hand and the fingertips. Inhaling, either stepping forward or jumping forward into Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Uttanasana, looking between the knees. The big toes are together, small gap between the heels. Inhaling up into chair or fierce pose. The knees are bent and we look as if we're just about to sit on a chair. Inhaling, raising the arms above the head. Bring the hands together in prayer pose and bring them down to heart centre. Let's move into round 2. Hands at heart centre, standing nice and tall. Inhaling the arms up to the sky, revitalised. Bring the arms inside the hammock. The toe mounds are together, a small gap between the heels as we bend our knees and come into fierce pose. Engage the abs. Exhaling, tuck the hammock just in at the hip crease if you need to, and folding into Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Take the hands onto the mat. Extend the fingers wide. Stepping back just briefly into downward facing dog. Coming forward, lifting the legs, externally wrapping the legs around the hammock and catching just at the ankles. Draw the hammock just to above the knees. Shoulders are above the wrist. Engage the core. Inhaling, exhale down into chaturanga, pressing up into upward facing dog. Now this is a very deep back bend, so take your time and don't go too far into it. If you have any pain, come out immediately. Release the legs and let the hammock just slide back into the hip crease as you come into downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping the left foot forward, the right foot is at 45-degree angle. Bending the left knee as we come into warrior 1. Lifting the ribs nice and tall. Proud warrior. Exhaling, tucking the hammock just inside at the hip crease. Stepping back, you can come into downward facing dog or just go on into externally wrapping the legs once again around the hammock, drawing the material down the legs above the knees. Shoulders are over the wrists. Take a good inhale here, exhaling down into chaturanga, engaging the core. Shoulders are strong, lifting up into upward facing dog. Be mindful of your back. Inhale, release the legs and let the hammock slide down towards the hip crease. From downward facing dog, inhaling, stepping the right foot forward, toes pointing forward, the left foot is at 45-degree angle as we bend the right knee and coming up into warrior 1. Gazing up towards the sky, engage the core, the ribs are lifted. Exhaling, tucking the thumbs into the hammock if need be, into the hip crease, hands down onto the mat, pressing back into downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel the shoulders externally wrap to the outside, hips are lifted and back. The chest and the heart are just falling towards the earth. Head is between the arms. Now inhaling here, either stepping forward or if you would like to practice jumping forward, bring the feet and the legs together, bending the knees, jumping forward using the support of the hammock into Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Uttanasana. The toe mounds are together, a small gap between the heels, lifting slowly up into fierce pose or chair pose. Engage the core, the quadriceps are engaged. Inhaling up, Uttanasana. Bring the hands together and draw them to heart centre. Hi, I do hope you enjoy practicing Surya Namaskar B, this variation in the hammock. Take your time as you practice in the beginning. Be careful and mindful of your back as you come into upward facing dog. So don't be pressing up too quickly, just feel your body, what it needs, and take it slowly. And as you begin to improve, then of course you can increase the number of repetitions that you add to the sequence. This is a real full body workout. I hope you enjoy it. If you like this video, then please give me a like on my YouTube channel, Love Aerial Yoga. And if you would wish to subscribe to my channel, then please click the red button. Thank you for joining me.